the day my accounting job uncovered a mutated monster stalking me. I never thought my boring desk job at a mid-sized accounting firm would turn into the stuff of nightmares, but here we are. My name's Alex. Well, that's not my real name, but you get it. I work, or worked I should say, in the back office of Thompson & Associates, crunching numbers for corporate clients. It was your typical 9 to 5 grind, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, endless spreadsheets and coffee that tasted like regret. I'd been there for 3 years, keeping my head down, saving up for a down payment on a house. Nothing exciting ever happened. Until that Tuesday in June. It started innocently enough. My boss, Mr. Hargrove, a balding guy in his 50s who always smelled like mothballs and cheap cologne, called me into his office right after lunch. "Alex," he said, leaning back in his creaky chair, "I need you to handle a special project. One of our big clients, Vanguard Industries, has some sensitive files. I want you to audit them off the books. No questions, just get it done by end of week." Sensitive files? That raised an eyebrow. But hey, overtime pay was involved and I wasn't about to rock the boat. He handed me a USB drive, old school, no cloud links or anything traceable, and sent me on my way. Back at my cubicle, I plugged it in, expecting the usual tax dodges or expense fudges. What I found was weirder. Rows of transactions labeled with codes like Project Echo and Asset Relocation. Millions of dollars funneled through shell companies, but no clear purpose. One entry caught my eye, a payment to something called Lab 7 for specimen containment. Specimen? What the hell were we auditing, a zoo? I shook it off as some corporate jargon and dove in. By 5 p.m. I'd made decent progress, but my computer started acting up, freezing, glitching. I figured it was the ancient hardware the firm cheaped out on. As I was packing up, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Stop digging. It's not your business." I stared at it, heart skipping a beat. Prank? Wrong number? I deleted it and headed home, chalking it up to paranoia. The next day, things escalated. I got to work early, coffee in hand, and found my desk, rearranged. Not ransacked, but subtly off, pens in the wrong drawer. My mouse pad flipped upside down. Creepy, right? I asked around, but no one had been in the office overnight. Security cameras? Our building was too budget to have those. I plugged in the USB again and kept working, but now I was noticing patterns. These assets weren't financial. They were tied to locations, abandoned warehouses, remote labs. One memo referenced human trials and containment breaches. Human trials? Vanguard was supposed to be in manufacturing, not mad science. Around noon, Hargrove pulled me aside again. "How's the project?" he asked, his eyes darting like he was on edge. I played it cool. "Fine, just some irregularities." He nodded too quickly. "Good, keep it quiet." As he walked away, I swear I saw a bulge in his jacket pocket, like a phone, or maybe something else. That afternoon, another text. "We know where you live. Drop it." This time it included my address. My stomach dropped. I lived alone in a crappy apartment on the outskirts of town. No family nearby, just me and my cat, Whiskers. Was this a threat from the client, or inside the firm? I couldn't focus after that. I copied the files to my personal drive, just in case, and left early, feigning a migraine. On the way home, I kept checking my rearview mirror, convinced I was being followed. Paranoia level, expert. That night, I pored over the files in my living room, lights dimmed. Deep in the data, I found emails. One from a Vanguard exec. "The serum is ready. Test subjects secured. Proceed with phase 2. Serum? Test subjects? This wasn't accounting. This was some conspiracy thriller bullshit. Another email mentioned eliminating loose ends. My mind raced. Was I a loose end? Plot twist number 1 hit me like a truck the next morning. Woke up to pounding on my door. Groggy, I peeked through the peephole, 2 cops. "Mr. Thompson, open up." "Wait, Thompson? That's the firm's name, not mine." I opened the door cautiously. "Sorry, officers. Wrong address?" They looked confused, checked their notes. "We got a tip about suspicious activity here. Mind if we look around? I let them in. What choice did I have? They poked around, found nothing, apologized, and left. But as they drove off, I noticed a black SUV parked across the street, tinted windows. Someone was watching. Back at work, I confronted Hargrove. "What's really going on with these files?" I demanded in his office, door closed. He sighed, rubbing his temples. "Alex, you weren't supposed to see that deep. Vanguard isn't just manufacturing. They're into experimental biotech. The assets are people. Volunteers, they say. But things went wrong. A breach last month. One escaped." "Escaped?" My blood ran cold. "And the threats?" He paled. "What threats?" I showed him the texts. He swore under his breath. "That's not us. Must be them covering tracks." He promised to handle it, but I didn't trust him. I decided to dig deeper on my own. After hours, I hacked into the firm's server. Okay, not hacked, just used my admin access I wasn't supposed to have. There, buried in deleted files, was a video attachment. I clicked play, volume low. Grainy footage from a lab, people in white coats injecting something into restrained subjects. One thrashed, screamed, then mutated. Skin bubbling, eyes glowing. What the fuck? The video cut off with alarms blaring. Containment breach. Subject 47 loose. That night, I barricaded my door, barely slept. Dreams of glowing eyes chasing me. Morning came, and I called in sick. But curiosity or stupidity won out. I drove to one of the warehouse addresses from the files, about an hour out of town. It was abandoned, chain link fence rusted, no trespassing signs everywhere. I snuck in through a gap, heart pounding. Inside, overturned tables, shattered glass, bloodstains on the floor. In the corner, a file cabinet. I rifled through, photos of deformed humans, notes on the serum enhancing strength but causing psychosis. Then footsteps. I hid behind a crate, peeking out. It was Hargrove. What was he doing here? He was on the phone. "The kid's onto us. I'll take care of it." Take care of it? Betrayal hit hard. He hung up, started searching. For me? I bolted, but tripped over debris. He heard, gave chase. "Alex, wait." I ran to my car, peeled out, tires screeching. Back home, I packed a bag, ready to run. But as I grabbed my keys, the door knocked again. Through the peephole. Hargrove, looking frantic. "Let me in. It's not what you think." Against better judgment, I opened it a crack, chain on. "Explain," I hissed. He glanced around. "Vanguard blackmailed me. My daughter's sick. They promised a cure with their tech, but it backfired. Subject 47, it's my brother. He volunteered, went wrong. Now he's out there, hunting anyone who knows." Plot twist 2. As he spoke, a shadow moved behind him. A figure lunged. Tall, hunched, skin mottled and veined. Glowing eyes. Subject 47. Hargrove screamed as claws raked his back. I slammed the door, grabbed a kitchen knife, crashing through the window, glass shattering. The thing burst in, snarling. It wasn't fully human anymore. Elongated limbs, fangs dripping. No, too much," it rasped, voice distorted. I swung the knife, slashing its arm. Black ichor oozed. It howled, backed off. I ran to the bedroom, barricaded. Called 911, babbling about an intruder. But the line went dead. Cut. Pounding on the door. Then, silence. I waited, sweating. Minutes ticked. Peeking out. The apartment empty. Blood trails leading out. Hargrove's body gone. The cops arrived. Found the mess, but no bodies. They thought it was a break-in gone wrong. Maybe drugs. I didn't correct them. Who would believe? I quit the firm that day, moved cities, changed my name, deleted everything. But sometimes at night I get texts. Still watching. No number. And once in my new job's parking lot, I saw a shadow with glowing eyes. Is it over? I doubt it. If you're hearing this, maybe you're next. Or maybe it's just a story. But check your work files sometime. You never know what's hiding in the numbers.